When the Old and New Testaments were fulfilled, did the believers at the time believe in them and the promised pastor? In the Old Testament, God announced through various prophets that he would send his Son as the Savior. Therefore, the Israelites awaited the coming of the Son of God. At the first coming, Jesus, the Son of God, came as the Savior according to the process promised in the Old Testament and fulfilled it. However, the Jewish pastors of the time did not believe in Jesus and his work. In the New Testament, Revelation promises Jesus' second coming, the process and his work at his return. However, although Jesus has returned according to his promise, fulfilled the New Testament revelation, and has the promised pastor to testify about this, the pastors of traditional churches have again not believed in the second coming of Jesus, his work, and the promised pastor chosen by Jesus. They say they believe with their lips, but their actions do not. Why? Because of their sin, the devil is with them. However, those who believe and understand the promised word will know him, the promised pastor. And you will know him by his works done as promised. It has been about 2,000 years since the New Testament revelation was written, and today Jesus has returned and fulfilled revelation. Jesus came according to the process promised written in the New Testament revelation and fulfilled what he had promised. Yet even so, believers did not recognize the Jesus' second coming or the work he accomplished. The reason is that the spirit of the devil is working within them. The word to overcome in Revelation 2:3 and Revelation 12 is because there is an adversary. If one knows the true meaning of the prophecy of Revelation in the New Testament and sees the fulfilled realities, one would understand. However, the evil spirit interferes. Revelation is fulfilled through Jesus' second coming. But because the evil spirit interferes at every step, believers have fallen into confusion. Today there are countless theologians, and they all believe using the same Bible, yet not a single person knew the meaning of even one book of 13 pages Revelation. How can this be? What kind of believers are these? They are all false believers. Yet from their mouths the words heresy, heresy were abundant. Can a church with not even one true believer be a true church? But because the evil spirit interferes at every step, believers have fallen into confusion. Today there are countless theologians, and they all believe using the same Bible, yet not a single person knew the meaning of even one book of 13 pages Revelation. How can this be? What kind of believers are these? They are all false believers. Yet from their mouths the words heresy, heresy were abundant. Can a church with not even one true believer be a true church? When Jesus at his first coming called the Jews of that time blind and deaf, his words were correct, and they are still correct today. Though they possess the Bible, they do not know its meaning. Therefore they are blind and deaf. Not just one or two, but all of them are blind and deaf. Even so, they called those who did not belong to their group heretics. Who then are the heretics and those out of their minds? It is the believers of traditional churches and the Catholic Church. Even when the sun, moon, and stars are darkened and fall to the earth, they do not know, so are they not blind. No matter how loudly one cries out, they do not hear. Are they not deaf? Who made the congregation blind and deaf? It is their own church pastors who called Shincheonji heresy. These pastors and their congregations are false believers. In truth, rather than being blind and deaf, they are the dead. The New Testament revelation has been fulfilled and its realities have appeared, yet pastors, theologians, and evangelists alike have all become blind, deaf, and mute. How are they different from the dead? They receive the congregants' money, close their ears, close their mouths, even close their eyes, and both they and their congregations are running toward hell. Even if Jesus were to come 1,000 or 10,000 times, how would the blind and deaf recognize him? At the time of the fulfillment of Revelation, the promised events of the Lord's return, Jesus returns and fulfills the entire New Testament revelation. Even when Revelation is completely fulfilled, those who do not know are, as Jesus said, the dead. It is written that if one adds to or subtracts from Revelation, one cannot enter heaven and will receive curses, yet they have no concern. This is true both of the head pastors and the congregants. How can such people be called true believers? Those who have added to and subtracted from Revelation have called Shincheonji, who understands even the fulfilled realities of Revelation, heresy. They are false believers. Therefore, as Jesus said, they must be born again. At the first coming, even though God sent his Son Jesus as the Savior to fulfill the Old Testament, the Jews of that time did not believe in Jesus or the work he fulfilled and killed him. Likewise today, at the time of the second coming, though Jesus fulfills the New Testament revelation through the promised pastor, the pastors of traditional churches do not believe in the promised pastor or the work he has accomplished, and instead persecute him. What difference is there between the faith of believers at the first coming and at the second coming? Now is the time of the fulfillment of the New Testament revelation. Revelation 22 records that if one adds to or subtracts from this book of Revelation, one cannot enter heaven and will receive curses. Whoever desires salvation must hear the testimony of the promised pastor, understand it, and master Revelation.